तो आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे द बेसिक्स ऑफ कंप्यूटर आर्किटेक्चर एंड कंप्यूटर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। बेसिक्स इन द सेंस कि इनिशियली I will talk about the computer architecture, then regarding computer organization, and after that I will compare these two terms related to the this technology. So first, if we talk about the computer architecture and organization, so basic difference is this: कि computer architecture is mainly from the programmer's point of view, while the architecture, the computer organization, this is basically from the user's point of view. That means how a programmer, that means the low level programmer, mainly the designer of the computer, programmer or designer of the computer, how he or she will look for the computer hardware. This is the part of the computer architecture. So this is the concern for computer architecture. While the computer organization simply says how the different components of a computer are simply organized inside the computer to function it as a single machine. So let's talk about these two terms separately. So as I told, this computer architecture, this is mainly concerned with the structure and behavior of the computer as seen by the hardware designer or programmer that uses the low level instructions or low level language like machine or mainly the assembly language of that particular computer, or mainly as you know, the assembly language or machine language is basically concerned with the particular CPU. So this architecture is refers to the specification of the relationship between different hardware components and their subparts. That means computers main components and their internal structure, that means subparts of the computer. So here we can see what the computer architecture basically concern. So here the mainly you are seeing the 4 points, but at this moment you are not aware with the most of the terms. So all these terms we will see in the forthcoming lectures. So, but at this moment, let I explain you the briefly regarding each and every line written over here. So, a computer architecture concerned with firstly the layout and design aspect of a computer. Secondly, input-output mechanism. So, as I told, all these things we will discuss in more details later on. And third point is the way the different components of the computer are connected together as a system. That means the different components and their subcomponents are connected together or operate together to function as a single unit or as a single computer system. And lastly, okay, other points are also there apart from these 4 points. So the fourth point is functional operation of the individual hardware units, such as processor, memories, and the input-output mechanism. As our computer mainly dependent on the CPU, and CPU requires the memories, its internal memory, as well as the memory external to the CPU for the function of the computer. and how the CPU and memory are actually interconnected with each other, and how they are interconnected with the IO mechanism. Later we will see it. So rest of the other points regarding the computer architecture are instruction set architecture, which we will discuss later on. Instruction code format, simply it is called as instruction format, and execution cycle. The important part, execution cycle, which concern with the execution of instructions. When the execution of instruction starts, the instructions which resides in the secondary memory will be brought inside the primary main memory, and from main memory, how the instruction will be brought inside the CPU, and how it is analyzed, and how the different components of the instructions are analyzed inside the CPU, and how it will be operated inside the CPU by its internal components, CPU internal component. As you know, the internal components of CPU are control unit, arithmetic and logical unit, and its internal registers, as well as the internal cache memory. And all these components internal to the CPU are interconnected with each other by using the internal buses, data bus, control bus, and address bus inside the CPU. Next is the general organization of CPU registers. So when we will discuss the registers, you will be able to see what and how the different registers operate and communicate with each other. The organization of the register, simply general organization, is mainly part of the computer organization, but here we are concerned with how the structuring mechanism of the internal register is there inside the CPU. After that, flow of information among the control of these units. So all these units, internal to CPU and external to CPU, are interconnected with each other, and the information flows from one unit to another unit. So later again, we will see it. And techniques for addressing the memory, called as the addressing mode, which we will discuss in separate chapter, addressing mode. How the CPU addresses the data and instructions for its usage. That means how and from where the data need to be brought inside the CPU. So this is the part of the computer architecture. So more specifically, the computer architecture is basically concerned with the instruction architecture and machine organization. Instruction architecture consists of the instruction cycle, instruction code format, or instruction format, plus machine organization. The complete machine organization, the CPU technology, CPU structuring, CPU internal structures, and its internal arrangement. So mainly modern computer system is an integrated device which consists of the machine hardware, the instruction set, application and system software, and user interfaces. User interfaces means the complete interface, how a user interacts with the computer and its CPU. Now come to computer organization. So computer organization, as I told, this is concerned with the user's point of view, how the user sees a computer and its arrangement. So if we talk about the different points, firstly it is how the different hardware components operate. Simply the operations. Don't have to bother regarding their internal arrangements and their internal mechanism. Secondly, how they are connected together to form the computer system. That means how the different components are connected together to work as a single unit. So this internal organization of the different components as seen by the user's point of view, it is mainly the part of the computer organization. So again, computer organization, as I told, various components are assumed to be in place, and task is to investigate the organizational structure to verify that the computer part operate as intended. Each and every part has its own functional mechanism and its own role while the computer runs. So the organization says whether all the functional units are working properly and how their arrangements are there to operate them. So as this is concerned by the user and not the part of the programmer or hardware designer. So from the hardware point of view, the abstract machine is organized with the CPU, cache memory, buses, microcode, physical memory, etc., which we will discuss later on. So organization of a computer is defined by the internal register, internal memory, timing and control structures, set of instructions that the computer uses for its internal operation, and sequence of micro operations performed on the data stored in its registers. Micro operations we will discuss later on. So micro operations or micro instructions, these are the part of the instructions, or better we can say an instruction, CPU instruction or low level instruction is divided among the different small activities called as the micro operations. Now we can compare the computer architecture and computer organization. So computer architecture as intended involves both hardware organization and programmer point of view or the programming software requirement. So again, the point appears, which I told you, the programmer's designer's point of view is the computer architecture and user's point of view. Computer arrangement or organization from the user's point of view is the computer organization. So this is the historical perspective of the computer. The architectural definition of the computer was given by the John von Neumann in 1945. So John von Neumann, or simply von Neumann, described the organization of the computer as a logical element. So based on that concept, the later on architecture of the computer was emerged as the John von Neumann architecture. So based on this, the IBM used this to develop the IBM 70 machine, which was the company's first commercial stored program computer in 1952. Before this, no computer were there which was having the stored program. So once the programs were stored in the form of inbuilt chip, the computer started working differently as it was before. So commonly used architecture are mainly the hardware architecture, von Neumann architecture, which I described in the previous slide, named John von Neumann, and Flyn's classification. Again, we will discuss first two architectures in the forthcoming slides, and Flyn's classification that is divided into 4 types: SIST, SIMD, MISD, MIMD. So they will be discussed later on. So let's come to hardware architecture, or before hardware architecture, other architectures are there. like processor arrays, the array of processors, bus-based multiprocessor, and disjoint memory multiprocessor. All these three architectures corresponds to the multiprocessor architecture. That means where the multiple processors are there to work as a single unit. That means the multiprocessor system. So let's discuss with the hardware architecture first. So in hardware architecture, data and programs are stored separately. Actually, at these moments, the computers were having the stored program. So data as well as the programs were stored separately. So because of this, there was the advantage of this architecture that there was a clear separation of the data region and the code region. As we know, the computer memory is supposed to be logically divided into four types of region: data region, code region, stack region, and heap region. So, so this was the advantage of this hardware architecture, that the data and programs were stored separately. So separate arrangement was there, separate buses were used for data as well as the program for speeding up the computer. But this was the disadvantage also. That means it was requiring the separate mechanism to fetch the data as well as the programs, as they are stored separately. While in John von Neumann architecture, the concept was came कि data and programs was stored inside the same memory location. That means same region. So same place. That means they can be intermixed. No separate logical regions were there for data as well as the program. So based on this architecture, the data programs were stored in the same physical memory. So I think that's enough for this lecture. And by this, I'm closing this meeting, this lecture.